Hello my dear students. Today we are going to learn about radius of horizontal curve. The ruling and minimum design speed are standardized by IRC. As mentioned, the expression connecting the centrifugal force which is counteracted by the superelevation, lateral friction and radius of curvature is given by E plus F is equal to V square upon GR. Right? This is the standard equation where E is the rate of superelevation and maximum superelevation is equal to 0.07. F is the lateral friction coefficient 0.15. V is the design speed in kmph and R is the radius of curvature in meters. So if V is a ruling design speed in kmph and R is a ruling minimum radius of curvature in meters, then if we simplify this equation we will get as we want radius of horizontal curve, so we will get R ruling is equal to V square upon 0.22 G in meter per second. But here you can see the formula is V square upon 127 E plus F because V is in kmph. So according to the earlier specification of the IRC, the ruling minimum radius of horizontal curve was calculated from the speed value 16 kmph higher than the speed value, that is V plus 16 kmph. Now widening of a pavement on a horizontal curve. Now for widening of a pavement on a horizontal curve, especially when they are not of a very large radii, it is commonly to widen the pavement slightly more than the normal width. The object of providing extra widening of a pavement on a horizontal curve is needed for the following reasons. An automobile has a rigid wheelbase, right? An automobile has a rigid wheelbase and only the front wheel can be turned when the vehicle takes a turn or negotiates a horizontal curve. The rear wheel do not follow the same path as that of the front wheel. This phenomenon is called as off-tracking. Normally, the rear wheel follows the inner path on the curve and as compared to those of a corresponding front wheel. This means that if the inner front wheel takes a path on the inner edge of the pavement at a horizontal curve, inner rear wheel will be of the pavement of the inner shoulder. The off-tracking depends upon the length of the wheelbase of the vehicle and the turning angle of the radius of a horizontal curve. Right? Thus, whatever is the required extra widening of a pavement on a horizontal curve, it is denoted by WE. For the analysis part of this extra widening on the curve, we require two important technical terms called as a mechanical widening and psychological widening. So mechanical widening, the widening required to account for the off-tracking due to the rigidity of the wheelbase is called as a mechanical widening. And psychological widening is the extra width of the pavement provided for the psychological reasons such as to provide for the greater maneuverability of steering at high speed, to allow for extra speed for overhangs of vehicles, and to provide greater clearance for crossing and overturning vehicles on a curve. Basically, this extra widening is given by W is equal to WPS plus WM. So this is a figure which will show you the horizontal curve and how the embankments are provided. So mathematically, if we derive how to find out the mechanical widening. Mechanical widening requires to count for the off-tracking due to the rigidity of the wheelbase. It's called as mechanical widening, and formula for this is W suffix M is equal to NL square upon 2R. Here this N stands for number of traffic lanes. L is the length of the wheelbase, which is generally 6 meters. V is a design speed and R is a mean radii of a curvature. Now here that design speed generally is required in a psychological widening. For psychological widening, the widening of a pavement has to be done for some psychological reason, as we generally already discussed. But IRC has proposed an empirical relationship for this psychological widening, and which is given by WPE is equal to V upon 9.5 under root R. This is a standard empirical formula. Here V is a design speed and R is a radii of a curvature. So as we know, a total extra widening is equal to Wm plus WPS. So if I substitute the formulas, I'll get WE is equal to NL square upon 2R plus V upon 9.5 under root R, where N is a number of traffic lane, L is a number of wheelbase which is equal to 6 meter, R is a radius of horizontal curve, and V is a design speed in kmph. Now how these are introduced? When transition with transition curves, without transition curves, okay, with transition curves and without transition curves. So with transition curve, increase the width of an approximately uniform rate along the transition curve. The extra width should be continued over the full length of the circular curve. So without transition curve, provided 2/3 widening on either side of the curve. With transition curve, widening is generally applied equally on both the sides of a carriageway. With transition curve, the entire widening should be done on inner side. On sharp curve of a hill roads, the entire widening should be done on a inner side. So these are the some of the figures which shows you how the extra widening is introduced in the actual practice. So like this sharp curves, if it is, how we are going to provide and how the vehicle is going to move is the simplest example. So depending upon this, we will solve some of the examples. Now let us focus on the new topic, that is horizontal transition curve. When non-linear curve is introduced between a straight and a circular curve have a varying radii with decreasing from infinity at a straight end to a desired radii of a circular curve at the other end, for a gradual introduction of a centrifugal force is known as a transition curve. The below figure is showing you that if there is a circular curve, then how those circular curve is connected to an adjacent road with a proper curve. That proper provision is called as a transition curve. For the simplicity, if R is the radius, okay, if R is the radius, there will be obviously some shift in between, okay. So this transition curve should satisfy some of the objectives, okay. So what are the objectives? It creates smooth running and impart comfort to the road user. It helps in attaining the gradually the desired super elevation and extra widening of a pavement, and it imparts the aesthetic appearance of the road. Also, the chances of overturning of a vehicle are greatly decreased because the driver can turn the steering gradually without forming the sudden jerk on a vehicle. Now here there are some cases which will help us to find out the length of a transition curve.